recently spoke at the Monaco Ocean Week on hydrogen as the energy for the future.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on how hydrogen seems to be the only energy system that meets regulatory requirements in spite of being business friendly?
Hydrogen is what powers the world. We've got it everywhere around us. Hydrogen is what moves all the planets and this in the solar system. So that energy is there, and that energy can help us conserve our planet for the future. So if carbon emission is our problem, then how can we deal with that energy problem? We've got to look at, okay, is solar power an option? Is hydroelectrical power an option? Is maybe atomic? Is nuclear source? Why don't we look at what we have all around us? Hydrogen. Hydrogen is free for all.
Right.
Obviously, that's where the problem becomes a problem. Once it's free, it's no good. Once it's free, people can't make money. And that greed that we have to be able to enrich ourselves, to live a better life, must not penalize our planet, must not penalize everybody below the food line. That's where industries can invest into infrastructure. They can still make their money, but differently. It doesn't mean that there will be less money, but obviously all the investments that big car manufacturers that have made during now 130 years, molds has been made, factories has been installed. Nobody wants to change. The lobbying behind fuel is massive. And I'm not a guy that hugs trees or I'm not a environmentalist, Greenpeace standing there telling the world that we should stop living. I just want to live in a more sustainable manner.
Right.
And that's why when I did the Dakar Rally is a rally where we drive a rally raid through the deserts and stuff. I was criticized by so many people because after the crossing of the North Pole, I said the ice is melting and we need to do something. And then I jumped into the car and I drove across the desert where I pollute. And everybody criticized me, and rightfully so. But I was there to observe and see if we could change the sport of the rally raid vehicles. And then I launched a research program to see if somebody can develop, any organization in the world could develop a fuel cell that would be able to compete against a thermal combustion engine. Everybody told me it's impossible. Toyota, Hyundai, all these guys had 160 kilowatt fuel cell. That's 9-year-old technology, and it's got its limitation. So I went to the CEA, it's the Commission of the Energy Atomic in Grenoble in France, and I asked them to find a solution for me. 3 months later, they came up with a solution. And now we're building the first 300 kilowatt fuel cell that can generate 400 horsepower, that it's got water coming out of the exhaust. So the hydrogen must be created green as well. So we found a big solar farm in Saudi Arabia where they create the hydrogen by solar power. Through electrolysis, they create hydrogen. And now the hydrogen trucks bring it to the vehicle with a hydrogen motorized truck. So the whole chain has been taken care of. And this, honestly, this motorization and the new generation hydrogen. I know the infrastructure is not 100% there, but this is the future of mobility.
Do you feel aiming for carbon neutrality in the transport sector by 2050 is a realistic target?
I think
what are the key steps for that?
I think it's we need to invest now, and we know electric is not a solution. We don't have enough lithium. We don't know what to do with the batteries. But hydrogen is the power source that can give us the distance that we need. Electric vehicles can't give you the distance. They build the electric rally raid vehicle, they call the Extreme E. It's a competition that's happening. They do 40 kilometers and then the batteries are flat. Nobody can travel only 40 kilometers with the battery power and then needs to recharge it. And the way that they recharge it is through coal energy or any other polluting energy source. So that's not the solution. The solution is basically to be able to have a fuel cell as the battery and to have the hydrogen compressed to 700 bars. So you can get more hydrogen into a smaller space. And that doesn't mean it becomes explosive. Hydrogen was badly communicated as a dangerous substance to travel with. Now it's proven that it's safe. The hydrogen, when there's a hole in a hydrogen tank, it seeps out of that tank in less than 1 second and it doesn't ignite. So it is safe. The infrastructure is not set up. But what we need to do is to be able to have the distance that we would like to increase. So it's like putting fuel in a car. With the rally raid vehicle that we're developing now, we can do 600 kilometers with 30 kilograms of hydrogen. And that makes it as competitive, as performant as a combustion engine. Now the infrastructure should follow.